right, I'm live again. Welcome to Fuel Number 4 Success.com, where we talk about real world knowledge for real world success. This episode, I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to talk to you about confession. Confessing to our. What's confession? If you look at confession, the dictionary tells us confessing to our crimes or sins, right? In front of law enforcement or religious leaders. It is also, it has got different phases to it. Confession is not only, it's just not about sin. It can be about violating expectations, right? So you confess, we are advised to confess. Bol do yaar, go and tell him, go and tell her. That'll help you lift off that baggage from your heart. Your heart is heavy. You're holding that baggage. Don't do that to yourself anymore. Go feel light, right? So what happens in such a scenario is you go and confess, and after that you feel light and you feel unburdened. Unburden yourself. Confess. Now, I'm not talking about just not about those heinous crimes one commits. I'm talking about the subtle things that we know weren't good, and then we go and confess it. Right, when we do not meet the set expectations. Okay, so you see, confession is just not about letting the other person know, be it confessing in front of going to an unknown person and talking it out and all that. It is just not about unburdening yourself. That is what we need to understand. Because if we look at confession from this angle, to feel light, I have spoken out. What usually happens is we tend to commit the same mistake again. When you confess to unburden yourself. Thank you for all those hearts there. So that is what happens. So confession, firstly you need to understand what is confession. It is, you have done something that wasn't expected of you. Okay, maybe you violated your own expectations that you set for yourself, or maybe you violated expectations, okay, that were set in a relationship, or maybe you committed a crime and you're not admitting to it, so you're confessing it. It can be anything, something that was hidden, only you know it, and then you go and you confess, you tell the truth. Now, the objective of confession is just not unburdening yourself. There is more to it. The objective is, people say, do not commit, that act again, or don't do that again. ओके मम्मी, मैंने तुमसे झूठ बोला था मम्मी, सॉरी. मैंने बोला था कि मैं शुभम के पास जाऊंगा और मैं 2 घंटे I'm going to go to Shubham and I'm going to study mathematics for 2 hours. And to tell you the truth, mummy, I was with Nintendo, Pintando. I was playing the video game. Honestly, truly, I did not study. Please forgive me, my mother. Why? Because you were feeling guilty. The guilt propel you to go and talk to your mother about what you did. Because you see, your conscience doesn't allow you to sleep when you don't confess. A lot of people, that guilt, that burden, heavy heart. मैं कैसे झूठ बोल सकता था मेरी माँ से? How could I lie? Because this usually happens when you're new to all this. You're still innocent. That's when you feel guilty. And there are a few people who are quite used to all this, so they don't think of confessing and all that. They justify what they have done. We are not going there. We are talking about people who confess and all that. So confession is just not unburdening yourself. And then number two, it is just not saying कि मम्मी मैं दोबारा नहीं करूँगा, मुझे माफ कर दीजिए मम्मी, मैं I swear I'm not going to do. No, that's not it. I swear जानू मुझे माफ कर दो जानू, I'm really sorry my love. I will not do that again. I will not go out with him or with her again. So it doesn't stop there. I'm not mocking. Okay, please don't get me wrong. रात के 2 बजे है, मैं एक अल्फा स्टेट में हूँ अभी. Okay, so that is not it. The third part of confession is you freaking do something about that habit. I say, you go to Shubham's place, you play video game, you come to your mother, you say, "Mummy, maaf kar dijiye, maine video game khela, aapne bataya nahi," and then the mama feels totally melted. या दो चाटा लगाती है, झूठ बोलता है मेरे से, कुत्ते गधे कहीं के, right? चाटा लगाने के बाद ओके यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू डू वेल, और बाद में तुम शुभम के पास जाते हो, 2 दिन पढ़ाई करते हो, और फिर तीसरे दिन वो वीडियो गेम दिखता है, निंटेंडो जो भी है, और बाद में फिर दिल अपना फिसल जाता है, राइट? सो to me, sin or not meeting expectation is like eating that junk food that you had decided not to eat. Okay, so somewhere you tend to feel that मुंह में वो स्वाद अपने, and then you tend to slip. तो यहाँ पर what it actually means is गलती हो गई. कन्फेशन का मतलब होता है raising your standard. ओके, एक बार आपने गलती कर दी तो दोबारा आप वो गलती नहीं करोगे, राइट? कैसे नहीं करोगे? You need to understand वो गलती होती है at a certain level of thinking. Like Einstein said, that the level of thinking, I'm paraphrasing Einstein, I'm no Einstein, okay, I'm still immature, I'm still a student, I keep learning and I keep sharing. So yes, I believe in constant growth and all that. तो क्या बोल रहा था मैं? आइंस्टाइन. हाँ, एल्बर्ट जी ने एक बार कहा कि the level of thinking that created the problem cannot solve it. Okay, the level of thinking that created the problem cannot solve it. That is what एल्बर्ट जी ने कहा. एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन की बात कर रहा हूँ. तो मतलब भैया देखो, now what you have done is you have gone and played the video game, or you have smoked, घर में वो expectation set है कि आप फूंकोगे नहीं, आपने फूंक लिया, या फिर आपने कुछ बियर पी लिया और घर में ये सब अलाउड नहीं है, और खुद का भी expectation खुद से है कि हम कभी ऐसे बियर पिएंगे नहीं. जो भी आपने किया है, जो नहीं करना चाहिए था, वो आपने किया, and you're feeling guilty. That is what it is. Okay, now once that happens, whatever it may be, violated a code, an expectation, or whatever it may be, whatever you feel, confession, okay, it is about, you need to understand this, just feeling guilty about it is not enough. You got to up your standards. You got to change your thinking, otherwise you will repeat the same freaking mistake again and again and again, and it will become a part of you, and eventually तुम शुभम के पास जाओगे सिर्फ और सिर्फ गेम खेलने के लिए, और मम्मी को भी पता लग जाता है कि शुभम के यहाँ जा रहा है तो गेम ही खेल कर आएगा, ये कहाँ मैथ पढ़ेगा, इसकी औकात नहीं. So there's no change there. क्योंकि अक्सर जब हम गलती पे गलती करते रहते हैं, जैसे तारीख पे तारीख सनी डयोल को मिलता रहता है, ओके, तो वो गलती एक इंटीग्रल पार्ट हो जाती है अपने लाइफ में. ओके, तो थोड़े बहुत कम लोग जुड़े हैं, नो टू थॉट्स, लेकिन थोड़े हार्ट्स इधर बनते हैं, जो मैंने अभी बोला. ऑलराइट, तो वो गलतियां जो हैं क्या बोलते हैं उसको, एक इंटीग्रल पार्ट हो जाते हैं हमारे बिहेवियर के, और हम we tend to keep committing those mistakes, and those mistakes become our regular behaviors. So what should we do? What can come to our rescue? Who is the knight in the shining armor that can save us from the sin that we don't want to commit? That can help us meet our expectations that we have set for ourselves and for others. That knight in the shining armor, KNIGHT, knight, K से शुरू होता है, knight ये K से शुरू होने वाला knight है, ओके, KNIGHT, और मैं knight में बात कर रहा हूँ NIGHT, तो that is K for knowledge. हाँ जी, नॉलेज, नाइट इन द शाइनिंग आर्मर। आर्मर ए से शुरू होता है, ARMOUR, आई थिंक सो, आई गॉट दैट करेक्ट। तो ए से आर्मर शुरू होता है, तो ए फॉर अप्लाइड, अप्लाइड नॉलेज। तो आपको गलती कैसे नहीं करनी है, कैसे अपने माइंड को कंट्रोल करना है, हाउ यू शुड बी, हाउ यू कैन एनेबल योर सेल्फ टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट and do your work at Shubham's place and not watch video game. That's education, that's knowledge, and once you acquire that knowledge, you must apply it. And let me also tell you, motivation is not going to work. बहुत बार होता है, mama, you forget last year, you see this year things are going to change, I promise. लास्ट ईयर तुम भूल जाओ, ये साल देखो मम्मा, सब कुछ अलग होगा, सब कुछ बदल जाएगा, आई प्रॉमिस। लेकिन थोड़े ही हफ्तों के बाद कुत्ते की तुम टेढ़ी की टेढ़ी, हम वहीं आ जाते हैं जहां से हमने शुरू किया था, क्योंकि we had made a decision, and decisions, my dear people, are a part of your conscious mind, and conscious mind is not powerful. ये subconscious mind is powerful. मैंने गुस्से में अपने स्टोल को फेंक दिया, इतना अच्छा स्टोल है, इतने अच्छे कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स मिलते हैं मुझे ये स्टोल और ये अपने स्टाइल के लिए, और मैं देखो गुस्से से एकदम जोश में। अभी ठीक है ना? हाँ। So what was I telling you? So here, applied knowledge. All right, you need to gain knowledge and apply it. That is when you bring about a change. मोटिवेशन काम नहीं आएगा, बिकॉज डिसीजन एक बार आपने ले लिया, मामा अब से मैं पढ़ूंगा, मामा मुझे तुम्हारी कसम, माँ मुझे अपने स्वर्गीयवासी दादी की कसम, सब कुछ बदल दूंगा, माँ एक बार माफ कर दो, माँ एक बार माफ कर दो, माँ मैं उससे बात नहीं करूंगा, आई विल नॉट टॉक टू हर, I will not reply to her messages. मम्मी take my cell phone. आप मेरा सेल फोन ले लो, मुझे नहीं चाहिए। एक वीक के बाद कुत्ते की तुम टेढ़ी की टेढ़ी, राहुल वही रहेगा राहुल, राहुल बदलेगा नहीं। सुझाव ये है, पीपल जो मुझे रात के 2 बजे ज्वाइन किए हैं, मेरे डियर स्टूडेंट्स, डियर फॉलोवर्स, डियर फ्रेंड्स एंड फेलो वैम्पायर्स, राइट? मेरी याद है वो वैम्पायर की तरह है, ओके? तो सुझाव एक ही है, नाइट इन द शाइनिंग आर्मर इज नॉलेज दैट्स अप्लाइड, ओके? नॉलेज को सीखो, और ये जो सिर्फ स्कूल और कॉलेजेस में पढ़ा रहे हैं वो आपको जॉब लेने में मदद करेंगे, करियर में मदद करेंगे, ट्रस्ट मी, ओके? आप अगर से आप रिलेशनशिप्स की बात करते हैं और ये सारी चीज़ों की बात करते हैं, कॉन्सेंट्रेशन एंड ऑल दैट, स्कूल्स कॉलेजेस का वो करिकुलम का हिस्सा नहीं है, okay? So do not fool yourself, go ahead and acquire that knowledge that matters, invest your time, energy and money to acquire that knowledge and apply it, and you will see yourself evolve into a person that people will look up to and say, बनो तो उसकी तरह बनो, तो देखो कैसे वो एकदम से वैसे है, all your uncles, your aunties and all that, उनके बच्चों को बोलेंगे कि बनो तो ऐसे बनो, रोल मॉडल बनोगे। लेकिन यूजुअली क्या होता है, कुछ भी बनो, ऐसे मत बनो, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट एक्चुअली हैपेंस। मगर यहाँ पर, राइट, गंगा उल्टी बहेगी भैया जब बदलोगे तुम, राइट? मोड़ोगे अपनी नैया, ओके? सो आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाट कन्फेशन इज ऑल अबाउट। सो गो अहेड, when you confess, it shouldn't only be about unburdening yourself, it should be about growth, it should be about evolution, it should be about massive success, right? I wish you all the best. If you've got any questions, now is the time you can shoot. यहाँ पर बहुत कम लोग हैं, लेकिन आप questions पूछ सकते हैं, no problem. I'll wait for another 10 seconds. You can ask me any question that you want related to this topic. Be quick, type karo or question bhejo. All right then, so go ahead, develop yourself. सिर्फ confess करना नहीं है आपको, evolve होना है। God bless, Shubh Ratri, and it was a session in English, Hindi and English. Hope you learned something out of it, and if possible मैं ऐसे randomly आता रहूँगा and share करता रहूँगा। And you can also like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know कि कोई है जो ऐसे knowledge share करता रहता है, any time of the day. Let people know, okay? And if it's useful, please make use of it. I put in a lot of effort to bring these sessions to you. God bless you. Love you all, and I'll see you soon. You were listening to MD Ahmed. I'm the founder of Fuel Number 4 Success.com, fuel4success.com. See you.